Welcome to the Business English Podcast. Let me start by asking everyone a question. Have you ever felt stuck with your morning study routine? You see, creating an engaging morning plan can transform your entire day and boost your English learning.
Exactly. This topic is so important because a structured morning can set the tone for success. Today, we'll talk about how to create an engaging morning routine for English learners and why it matters in business communication.
Absolutely. We'll cover the key points in 6 parts. First, we'll introduce the topic, then discuss the benefits, move on to an English lesson, share practical tips, have another lesson, and finally wrap up everything.
Couldn't agree more, by the way. We believe output is crucial for mastering new concepts. We'd love to hear your comments on how you plan to create an engaging morning routine for English learners. Share your ideas in the comment section.
Exactly. Please remember to like this video and subscribe. Let me see. If our pace feels fast, just slow down the playback speed. We want everyone to follow along comfortably.
You nailed it. All right, let's jump in and make sure we all learn something new. This episode will help you improve your morning habits, and we hope it becomes part of your daily language practice. Are you ready to begin?
All right, let's outline what we'll discuss in this segment. We're focusing on how to create an engaging morning routine for English learners. Essentially, we'll explore why mornings are crucial, share trends from business professionals, and highlight best practices that can transform your day.
Precisely, mornings offer fresh energy and fewer distractions, which is why many experts recommend studying early. A strong morning habit can boost confidence and productivity. It's a trend among busy executives who want to maximize their limited time before work.
Exactly. Some people read business articles with their coffee, while others practice vocabulary right after waking up. No doubt about it, the possibilities are endless. Like, in recent years, corporate leaders have started endorsing short yet effective study sessions at dawn.
Indeed. So let's explore why this routine matters. A structured plan helps you focus, prevents procrastination, and builds momentum. This is backed by research on habit formation, which shows that consistent early practice can dramatically improve your language retention and fluency.
That's exactly how I see it. Another angle is the mental freshness factor. You're spot on when you mention productivity. Because your brain is often in top shape after a good night's sleep, many learners find it easier to concentrate and remember new phrases.
Absolutely. People often claim they're not morning persons, but you see, small steps can make a big difference. Even a 15-minute routine can help build confidence for those important business calls or presentations later in the day.
Couldn't agree more. Let's talk real-world examples. One busy sales manager I know starts her day with a quick review of new vocabulary from the previous evening. After that, she listens to a short podcast about global markets, which helps her stay informed.
Exactly. Another best practice is setting clear goals for each session. If you have a target, like learning 5 new business expressions, it keeps you motivated. Plus, you nailed it earlier, a brief but focused session often yields better results than a lengthy one.
That's right. Let me see. There's also a growing trend of online study groups meeting early. They connect via video call, discuss a quick topic in English, and practice speaking before heading to work. Basically, it's a neat way to combine socializing with learning.
Totally. That sense of community encourages accountability, which can be a game changer for consistency. Many language schools are also adopting early bird classes. It's not just a fad. Big corporations see the benefit in training their staff when mental clarity is highest.
Indeed. In terms of specifics, you could devote 5 minutes to reading headlines from a reliable business source, then practice some speaking exercises, like repeating sample sentences that use new phrases. Next, spend a few minutes on listening comprehension to sharpen your ear.
You're spot on. Well, it helps if you schedule everything the night before so you don't waste time deciding what to do in the morning. You can set out your materials, like a notepad or relevant articles, and jump right into practice.
Absolutely. There's also the motivational factor. When you consistently see progress, it fuels you to keep going. No doubt about it, these little successes compound over time. Before you know it, your fluency and confidence in business English skyrocketed, especially during crucial morning meetings.
That's exactly how I see it. And it's great that this approach aligns with global trends. Many professionals in the US, Europe, and Asia are embracing the power of morning routines. It's a strategic move that can give you an edge in international business.
You nailed it. Basically, this topic is all about making mornings your secret weapon. When you structure a routine, you save mental energy and reduce stress. That improved mindset carries into your entire workday, resulting in better decision-making and more effective communication with colleagues.
Couldn't agree more. So that's our overview of why creating an engaging morning routine for English learners is so powerful. Now that we've laid the groundwork, let's move on to our first English lesson, where we'll unpack some key words and phrases.
All right, let's dive into our first English lesson. We'll cover 5 words and phrases from our discussion. First up is procrastination. This means delaying tasks or decisions. You can say, I often struggle with procrastination when I have to study early in the morning.
Exactly. Next is momentum. It refers to the force that keeps you moving forward once you've started something. For instance, when I practice English daily, I build momentum, and it becomes easier to keep going. It's a key concept in forming habits.
Absolutely. Another useful term is accountability. This involves being responsible to someone or something, which often motivates you to stay consistent. You might hear, joining a study group gave me accountability, so I stopped skipping my morning lessons. It's powerful for progress.
Totally. Let's move to in top shape. This phrase means you're in excellent condition, mentally or physically. For example, after a good sleep, my mind is in top shape so I can absorb new vocabulary more effectively. It highlights a high level of readiness.
Indeed. Now we have compound over time. This expression suggests that small efforts build into bigger results as time passes. You could say, studying a bit every morning will compound over time and lead to major improvements in your business English skills. Consistency is key.
Exactly. These 5 words and phrases come straight from our discussion on morning routines. I mean, if you can understand and use them properly, you'll enhance your business English communication. By the way, do you have any tips for remembering these terms more easily?
Absolutely. One idea is to create simple sentences with each term, like, take momentum and write, I gain momentum by reviewing yesterday's notes. Read them aloud, then repeat later. This helps lock the terms into your memory and builds real-world usage skills.
Couldn't agree more. Another approach is recording yourself using each term in a short voice note. Hearing your own pronunciation and phrasing can reveal what needs work. Plus, it's motivating to track improvement when you revisit these recordings after a few weeks.
No doubt about it. Also, I recommend practicing these words during your morning routine itself. For instance, if you read a short article, try to spot procrastination or accountability in the text. If it's not there, just insert it mentally in a related sentence.
Precisely. Once you see these words in different contexts, they become second nature. Basically, the key is frequent exposure. That means reading, writing, and speaking them repeatedly. And if you make it part of your morning habit, you'll be surprised at how quickly you improve.
That's exactly how I see it. Let me see. Repeating a word here or there might feel small, but remember, these efforts compound over time. Each time you practice, you're reinforcing neural connections, which leads to more natural usage and better fluency.
Absolutely. That wraps up our first English lesson. We covered 5 key expressions: procrastination, momentum, accountability, in top shape, and compound over time. Keep them in your personal dictionary and try them out in real conversations. All right, let's move to our next segment.
All right, let's move on to our practical tips. We'll show you how to apply this morning routine idea in your everyday life. Basically, the goal is to give you actionable steps that fit into your schedule, even if you're super busy.
Absolutely. First, prepare your resources in advance. For instance, set out your textbook, notepad, or even your favorite language app the night before. You see, when everything is ready, there's less chance you'll waste time deciding what to do or lose motivation.
Exactly. Second, define a clear goal for each morning. Maybe you plan to learn 3 new idioms or read 1 business article. No doubt about it, having a small target keeps you focused and helps you measure progress without feeling overwhelmed.
Couldn't agree more. Another tip is to use short, focused time blocks. For example, do a 10-minute reading session, followed by a 5-minute review of key vocabulary. Like we discussed, these efforts compound over time, turning small actions into significant gains in your English ability.
Precisely. Let me see, you can also practice active listening while getting ready. For instance, play a short business podcast as you prepare breakfast or commute. By the way, keep a small notebook handy to jot down any interesting phrases you hear.
You nailed it. Also, consider technology. There are many apps that offer quick quizzes or flashcards you can complete while sipping coffee. Actually, gamifying your study session can make it more engaging, so you're more likely to stick with your plan each morning.
Indeed. Another angle is to find a partner or small group who shares your goal. A quick chat in English about current market trends can reinforce new vocabulary. Plus, accountability is huge. If someone expects you to be there, you'll be more dedicated.
That's right. Also, reward yourself. After finishing your morning session, treat yourself with something small, like your favorite tea. Positive reinforcement encourages habit formation. You see, your brain loves a good payoff, so a tiny celebration can keep you motivated.
Exactly. We should also consider the importance of variety. If you do the same thing every morning, you might get bored. So, rotate activities. One day focus on reading, next day on listening, and another on speaking practice. That helps maintain fresh enthusiasm.
Absolutely. Also, keep track of your progress. Basically, write down what you study each day and note any improvements. You see, reviewing your journey can be highly motivating. When you realize you've gone from basic greetings to handling short business dialogues, it's super encouraging.
No doubt about it. Let's not forget the power of reflection. After each session, ask yourself, what did I learn and how can I use it? This small step helps cement new knowledge. It also makes you more aware of your strengths and weaknesses.
You're spot on. Another recent trend is micro-learning. Instead of long study blocks, people break content into bite-sized pieces. For instance, reading a short paragraph and summarizing it in your own words. This approach fits perfectly into busy mornings while still delivering effective results.
Indeed. Let me see, I also suggest using reminders. Set an alarm on your phone or a note on your fridge. Sometimes we forget our best intentions in the morning rush. A simple alert can help you stay on track and not lose momentum.
That's exactly how I see it. And remember, consistency beats intensity. If you only have 10 minutes, use them well rather than waiting for the perfect hour that may never come. The secret is building a habit you'll maintain over the long run.
Absolutely. Those are our practical tips for creating an engaging morning routine for English learners. Give them a try, adjust as needed, and discover what works best for you. All right, let's transition to our next English lesson, where we'll dissect some useful terms. All right, let's begin our second English lesson based on the practical tips we just discussed. We have 5 terms or expressions to explore: microlearning, gamifying, reflection, bite-sized pieces, and consistency beats intensity. Let's break them down with examples.
Precisely. First up is microlearning. It means studying in small, focused bursts. For example, instead of reading a long chapter, you tackle just a paragraph or two. This approach is useful for busy professionals who only have a few minutes in the morning.
Exactly. Next is gamifying, which involves adding game-like features to make learning fun. Using apps that award points or badges can spark motivation. You could say, I'm gamifying my vocabulary practice by earning rewards every time I master new words.
Absolutely. Reflection is our third term. This means thinking carefully about what you learned or experienced. For instance, after each study session, I spend a few moments in reflection, considering which parts were challenging and how I can improve next time.
No doubt about it. Our fourth phrase is bite-sized pieces. It's similar to microlearning, but specifically emphasizes breaking down content into small, manageable parts. You might say, I like to learn new grammar rules in bite-sized pieces so I don't feel overloaded.
Exactly. And our final expression is consistency beats intensity. This means regular, steady efforts are more effective than infrequent but long sessions. For instance, studying 10 minutes every day proves that consistency beats intensity if you want lasting improvements in your business English.
Couldn't agree more. Let me see. To memorize these expressions, try writing simple sentences that relate to your routine. For example, I practice microlearning by reviewing flashcards in the morning. The more you use them in context, the faster they'll stick.
Precisely. Another method is to incorporate them into daily conversations. You see, when you actively use terms like gamifying or reflection, they become part of your natural vocabulary. By the way, repetition across different activities also helps reinforce these expressions faster.
Absolutely. Also, record yourself saying these phrases, then play it back. That's a great way to catch any pronunciation issues and build confidence. No doubt about it, consistent speaking practice is essential if you're aiming to improve your business English skills.
Totally. You can also create short dialogues using these terms, like, I'm gamifying my schedule with bite-sized pieces of study because consistency beats intensity. You see, combining multiple expressions in one sentence challenges your brain to remember them together.
Exactly. Also, think about examples related to real life. For instance, reflection might be something you do after presenting to clients. Or micro-learning can be how you read a single paragraph while waiting for coffee. These scenarios make the phrases more practical.
Indeed, that concludes our second English lesson. We covered micro-learning, gamifying, reflection, bite-sized pieces, and consistency beats intensity. Keep practicing them, try out different study methods, and stay curious. Now let's head to our closing segment to summarize everything we've covered today.
Absolutely. Remember, each term represents a strategy you can use to make your morning study routine effective and enjoyable. By understanding concepts like micro-learning or reflection, you'll be able to streamline your approach and stay motivated. Keep these words in mind as you practice. Alright, we've reached our closing. Today we discussed how to create an engaging morning routine for English learners, highlighting the benefits of early study and the power of consistent habits. We also shared practical tips and examined key terms through 2 English lessons.
Exactly. From setting clear goals to embracing micro-learning, we explored ways to maximize your morning study time. We hope these insights help you become more confident in your business. English, reflection, accountability, and variety can all make your routine more effective and enjoyable.
Absolutely. Our practical tips included preparing your resources, using short time blocks, and rewarding yourself for small wins. We also reminded you that consistency beats intensity, especially when your schedule gets hectic. This approach ensures lasting improvements rather than quick but unsustainable progress.
Indeed, in our English lessons, we covered terms like procrastination, momentum, accountability, micro-learning, and gamifying. By understanding and using these in context, you can grow your vocabulary and communicate more effectively. We hope our examples encourage you to apply them in real-life situations.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you for tuning in to the Business English Podcast. We hope these ideas support your learning journey. Keep experimenting, stay motivated, and share your thoughts in the comments. We look forward to hearing your progress and wish you great success.